Movement input range. In the previous video, we said we'll discuss about this inside the next video. Welcome boys back again to the channel. In this video, we'll talk about this and much more. In the recent announcement released inside the game, you can see that Konami has confirmed an issue where the movement input range settings are not reflected correctly when directional stick type is set to off. So this is how directional stick type I usually turn it off, but this is how the wide directional stick type looks. This is medium and this is how narrow looks like. Play settings and movement input range, will set it to narrow. So narrow is really narrow. As you can see, it's very small. Well, I believe there is actually more to this that Konami doesn't want to state it out clearly. So if I want my players to move and attack from the wider areas in the pitch, I would set it to wide. And likewise in defense, if I want my players to cover just the middle portion of the pitch, I will set this movement input range to narrow. So currently, narrow is the option that's reflected regardless of users' movement input range settings. What this means is that the players would be gathered in one place. Players won't be scattered to the wider areas of the pitch, and depending on the formation you are using, it would affect your gameplay terribly. There could actually be more to this, and what we have to do right now is wait after the update. I'll try different settings out and I'll release another update regarding this movement input range settings. Another issue that will be fixed in the next update, that's the Monday or Tuesday, is dash and apply pressure. Currently what you can do on touch and flick is match up and direction, and match up isn't a great or good idea in every situation. Like you can literally use dash and pressure, which is on classic control, in every situation, but match up requires certain situations to be used, and this is one major issue I'm currently facing in advanced setting or touch and flick. Anyways, let me show you guys currently what settings I'm using. So I'm using touch and flick, and cursor change assisted movement input range wide, cursor change control type is double tap and flick, and I've turned all of these off except display opponent team. Most people have asked what's the difference between assisted cursor change and manual. So the difference is that the cursor changes automatically for you in assisted, but there is a catch to this. It only works in certain circumstances, like when the camera angle can no longer cover the player you are currently controlling. I'm currently controlling player A. If player A moves out of this rectangular box or rectangular screen area, then assisted switching would switch to the next player. Whereas in manual, if the rectangular screen changes, I can still control player A even though it's out of the rectangular box. Well, that's the only difference I've discovered so far. The next thing I want to talk about is double tap and flick. If you are using advanced control or touch and flick, this setting would come in very handy a lot. If you want to maintain full control over the player you are switching to, then double tap and flick is the appropriate control to use. Tap works like auto switching or assisted switching, and once you tap the screen, it automatically switches to a nearby player. Well, that will be for another video, boys. I'm currently using a 3-2-4-1 formation. Opponent is using 4-3-3. I bought Candiva with my 5-star nominating contract. Well, still outright tactics, but I'm trying a different version of 4-3-2-1. This is from Brighton WB. As you can see, the 3 CMFs are flat. They are lying flat as compared to the other version or the default 4-3-2-1. Okay, boys, so this is gonna be a gameplay of how good Candiva is, and I'm gonna see you boys in the next one. That's after the update with full explanation about how to defend and all of that. So smash that like button, and yeah, let's hope Candifa is worth it.
Ball is played here. And already we're underway here. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Gerard Piqué. He's just about the toughest opponent you can imagine when it comes to one-on-one tussles, Peter. Pretty much unbeatable in the air or on the ground. He's also very comfortable on the ball and quite adept at picking a pass, whether it be long or short.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Now it's Poulsen. And it's Mahrez. Now it's Goretzka. Candreva. Now the finish! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Pogba. Candreva. Interesting ball. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Chooses to go back. And the shot! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Marquinhos really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper then, but how wrong he was.
Now it's Haaland. He's away. Can he finish? Goal! Barcelona break the deadlock.
Yeah, this is also a chance to see what happens to their level of concentration from here.
Hits one!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
That has certainly... Decent hit!
Conceived plan, win the ball, and then unleash.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
And that's not going to reach. There really wasn't very much in that. Not far away from being a telling final ball.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Candreva. Now it's Poulsen. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
That frantic, frenzied, it was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
Brighton head into the half-time break with a narrow... He's got the shot away! It's a goal!
Having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
Brighton go 2 up and into a position of real strength.
They've seen the light and the opposition have been left in the dark.
Now it's Goretzka.
Maldini really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make the run.
And it's Vieira. It's a good ball. Real chance! And more and more and more. And surely that settles it. That was a given. It always was.
Well, look, he moves and manufactures in unique fashion. This guy is sheer class.
And he's done it again. He's got his second.